So I don't really get caught up into what everybody else is doing. Man, look, I told somebody the other day, I'm so locked in to what I got going on, I don't really know what the heck is going on with another man or another woman. I don't know. I only know what's going on with other people when they bring it to me. You know, and all these, the data and the stats. Like, man, how the stats is gonna help me? How the data is gonna help me? I done break, I done break the data many times. I've destroyed the stats. I've destroyed the stats many times. I beat the odds many times, over and over again. I've heard, I've heard every stat, every, you know, I've heard every stat that someone could possibly come up with. I beat the odds so many times. So I don't care what the stats say or what the data say. I'm gonna do my thing. Because some people be like, well, they say within the first 3 to 5 years, most most people quit. Okay, yeah. And within the next 5 to 7 years, they go out of business, or they get a divorce. And after when it hit the 10-year mark, 99% is gone. Or they throwing the towel. Oh, okay, yeah. How the hell that's gonna help me? How that's gonna help us? You know what I'm saying? How's that gonna help us get better? That's all I want to know. Is that shit going? Oh, never mind. I had to plug my phone up. Bear with me for a second. Yeah. So how is all of this gonna help us get better? That's all I want to know. You know, I've heard all the stats and how we're doomed to fail and oh god, all the doom and gloom and it ain't gonna work and oh god, the loser mentality. Oh boy, I've beaten all the odds. They say you ain't it's never gonna happen. You ain't gonna do it. Yeah, and I beat it. I got it done. Now what? God, who raised these damn people? God damn. Losers. The loser mentality, man, out here. That's one thing I respect about my parents. They never told me I couldn't do it. They never told me I couldn't do it. And I don't even know if they realized I could do it. Or I couldn't do it. But they never told me that I couldn't do it. God. I'm telling you, boy. People don't believe in themselves. That's why they find themselves in certain situations. They don't believe in themselves and they feel like they shouldn't have to compete. People are very entitled. They think they deserve certain things because their parents told them. And then when that don't work, they look for alternatives. That's how they work. They look for alternatives. And then they get into all the weirdo shit. Going to swinger clubs and, going to private parties and getting this old weird relationships where you're pimping your wife out and all, pimping your girlfriend out to other guys or the other women. You're using your woman as bait for other guys or other women. that you secretly want to be with other women, but you use your woman as bait, so to get another woman and bring her home to you. But you perpetrating and acting like, oh, it's all about her. No, it's really about you. You just don't have the guts and the spine and the balls to be honest with your woman. But you perpetrate and act like, oh, it's all about her. It's all about showing her a good time. Man, please. But the good news, I don't have to get in relationships like that. I don't have to use another woman as bait. The lure the women in to my advantage so they can come be with me at home. No, I don't have to do none of that shit. I don't need no help with none of that shit. I do that on my own. Always done that on my own. But there's a lot of guys out here that's very insecure. They'll use any means to their advantage. They'll use the wife, use the girlfriend as bait, whatever. They don't care. They'll even let their wife, if need be, check this out. They'll even let their wife sleep with the boss at work, if need be. That's how a lot of these guys get down out here. They don't cherish their wife or respect their wife like that. No, please. They'll let if their wife, look, if they can get promoted on that job, if the boss will somehow get to meet his wife one day, and the boss might say, hey, you got a nice wife, man. How long y'all been together? Well, we've been together for 15, 20 years. And if the boss said, hey, you got a promotion coming up, a position is open up, I'll put a good word in for you. Why don't you tell your wife, come visit me one night? Let me know if that interests you. He'll go for it too. Just like that. He'll go for it. That old chump will go for it. And his boss gonna be laughing at him after he done smashed his wife. They gonna be laughing at him. This clown. And he ain't ever gonna respect him. His boss gonna be laughing at him after he done smashed his wife. And then he probably still won't get promoted. You got played. And if you do get promoted, you ain't gonna be no extra money. He said, wild but true. Yeah, it is wild. It happens all the time, though. It happens all the time, these dudes. These guys, they'll put their wife on a pole if their money get low enough. Yeah, they'll do it. I've seen it. There's some women in the strip club, some of them are married. Everybody ain't single that's on that pole. Yeah, all these dudes, man. Look, I remember when I went to Thailand for the first time, and I met a girl, and she supposedly was single. Turns out she was married. The whole time. The whole, 2 years she was married. And I didn't know it. Because, I never seen her family. I never met none of her family members. So every time we would pull in, she would always meet me at the pier, wherever we pull in at. And she just came out and told me what it was, what type of marriage they had at the time. And I thought that was the weirdest shit. You know, she said her husband basically look at it like this. Her husband look at it like it's probably best for her to talk to an American man because there's benefits that could come from that. That was his way of thinking. Because he's like, hey, you can go have fun with him, and at some point, maybe he can give you some money or some gifts, and we can use that to pay the bills. That was his thinking. That was his way of thinking. She never asked me for no money, but I didn't have no money to give her anyway. You know what I'm saying? But that's his way of thinking. And there's a lot of guys out here that think like that. Yeah. You know? But hey, you know, the good news is you can have any type of relationship you want with any woman.